Here we go. So, now, once again, we're going to try and start a live video. But this time, it's with a brand new friend, Mr. Phileas Jones. This guy's got his own intro music. I'm not even doing anything. It's just happening. He's not even here yet. It's crazy, right? It's like coming through, I don't know, Facebook is doing something. I'm trying to stop the music. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah. This must be like, it's like a technical difficulty, but like one of the better technical difficulties. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Oh, never mind. Yeah, something's going wrong. Although I like this. This is a better technical difficulty than we were having before, right? We can just cruise around like this, bro. Oh, it's Steve. Are you watching? I invited Mephistopheles Jones to this group. I think that one's going to get in. I might not be getting what's going on. I think I'm going to try and figure out this technical difficulty. Hopefully the music is still going though when it comes back. I'm going to try to call you on the horn. Yeah, okay, we'll figure this out. Why don't I just do that anyways? Oh, you see that? No, the music. I broke the music now. What did I do? Hey, Steve. Yeah. Losing you. Yeah. So I invited the other profile into the group.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort that out right now.
To get onto the other one. Yeah, no problem. Oh, I see that.
Here we go. Tag you. Join the close group. There we go.
So, I'm hardly heavy on the other side. Frank tried to did it once, and I had to get into the conversation. I didn't know how to do it. He's like, click on the green man. So that's why I told you to click on the green man.
I didn't get a green man. I don't have Right, there we go. I see live. Okay, I'm tagged live video. 1 second. This video is what you're doing right now. Of course it is.
Yeah, I didn't even stop the video. We'll just see what's going on.
There we go.
But like at the bottom, there should be a bunch. Like I'm looking at the bottom of mine. One guy is a little man with a plus beside his head. That's one I use to invite people. The other one is two little guys. Oh. I'm approving you. You might be being added right now. Might actually happen. You feel like you're being added to the video? Just keeps playing. Adding.
A latency. Oh, right, here we go. Hmm? I've got to make a sound latency between both.
I should probably take my phone away. Yeah, because I'm talking to you on the phone. Yeah, it's true. Might bugger up the sound with the phone. Hey, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, right.
This is the phone call. Oops. I was goofing around with the music before, so suddenly started again.
The camera on my phone.
Oh, that's fine, man. You get plenty of advice on how to fix that. Turn my volume up a bit. There we go. Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Just get some earphones going on up here. Oh, there's my earphones. I'm not getting very good sound. Just hold on a second. Yeah, this messed up sound. So funny.
There we go. I hear you perfectly now. All right, what's up?
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Yeah. I was having real troubles with these earphones and the jack before.
Yeah, I get.
So I know that it's very possible on my
I got
side.
unmiked everything. Perfect.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so what's up, man?
So easy. Not much. I'm just happy this worked out. I swear, like every single one of these other times, it's like at least 5 hours of technical difficulties before we even start talking on this thing. And if you watch some of the ones Sean's going through, like a more like technically sophisticated system, holy cow, nothing but technical difficulties. So that we're talking within like 10 minutes of trying that's the first thing I want to say. That's just, that's a
Sean's got a pretty hardcore setup, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know what to talk about.
That's Sean.
He's going all out. He threw up one video today, and it was like, oh shit, that was like some like music and transitions I couldn't even think about.
Pentium, yeah. Sean's always been a techno savvy guy. It's funny.
That's what I.
So what's up, dude?
He's good, yeah. But yeah, no, that's it. Not much. Just coming to the end of the day. You got the 2 Rugrats down. They finally passed out. But no, just finishing up the day. Finished talking to Aaron, and I was what was I watching? Trying to watch some movie. Someone forwarded me a movie. It was about a mother with 2 autistic twins. They were fraternal twins, but they were both autistic in like totally different ways. And it was just like, anyways, kind of the dad hits the road, and then how her story goes. It was like
it's a true story.
Pretty good. I like that movie. Anyways, yeah, it was based on a true story. It was pretty like one was like nonverbal at the start. He's nonverbal, but he can draw like he was looking at a map, and he could, like the map of the states, and drew the whole thing just by eyeballing it, but almost like perfectly to scale with crayons at like 5. And the other one was he's also nonverbal, but he would repeat. He'd be like a perfect imitator, so he could repeat like tone, like you'd be watching movies and then repeating lines all the time. You know what I mean? That's how he would communicate.
Tripped me.
Yeah, it was just. But anyways, the whole mom and how she deals with it, it was a pretty cool story. Yeah. So, anyways, that's on my mind. I don't know what's on your mind.
Nothing, dude. Nothing. I'm chilling. Yeah.
You got home. You had a lot. You were running around before a lot.
Yeah. I do a lot of, so we don't have to on the weekend, right? Get it all done in one shot. And I'm usually only good for like a day because my foot's all fucked up. So I just go get it all done in one shot one day, and that'll be fucked up for like tomorrow. But it's family day in Alberta on Monday, so it's like a long weekend. So so now we're just gonna kick it. Chill
we don't do that in Quebec. We don't celebrate from. Nice. PUBG. Where are you at though? Where are you at in Alberta?
Just outside of Calgary in the burbs, Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know. I grew up outside of Bowden, north of Calgary.
We don't go fuck around.
The little speck on the highway, man.
Around in the city much, just because Calgary sucks, man. I mean, like the money's good here and stuff, but
it blows.
The nightlife sucks.
Yeah.
The nightlife sucks quite a bit, There's like sort of a good punk scene here, but it's really just like one guy who encourages people to come out and play. Truly a sort of guy like Danny Bacon. He invites everybody.
No,
that's about it.
It's I only knew Calgary from the student lifestyle.
I like it because it's shitty.
So I moved from the farm.
Sorry about that. I dropped my phone. I like it because it's shitty. I like the shitty people.
But you don't have that yet.
It's like the America of Canada. It's like America has Texas. You know what I mean? And like we have Alberta. Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's like really
like my brother's still up there on the farm.
Weird kind of art. Yeah. It's kind of like how like sex and murder have an alchemy. Like it's It's like staring at a car accident.
It's just a special mix of like cowboy and like like just buttloads of money. Like it's just like money come pouring out of the ground for all these poor dirt poor cowboys.
Yeah,
Like, what the
yeah.
hell?
Yeah,
No,
well,
it's a
not anymore.
totally
Not
weird
anymore.
place.
Like everybody here is tits up now. The economy's gone to shit. People are all fucked up. Jobs aren't really around. It's pretty shitty here for
You
everybody.
gotta say
It's pretty
you gotta
funny.
understand that when we're coming from Quebec and we're looking at you guys, and you guys finally got like an unemployment rate that's reaching close to ours, and you start saying,
Yeah.
"Oh my God," it's like, wait, has your unemployment rate like reached the same level as Montreal yet? Not even close. Forget about it. Oh, poor Alberta. No, I came from there. My brother's there, but you know about Alberta. It's like that dichotomy. But so he's doing organic vegetable
Oh yeah.
baskets,
That probably sells to
and
all
so it's
these
like,
fucking hipster
just
yuppie
organic
assholes. Oh
vegetables.
yeah. Organic.
He
That's a
has
funny
a
word, right?
waiting list. He has a
Yeah,
waiting
I'm
list for all that
organic.
shit,
I'm
right?
I'm
Eh?
organic. Fuck. Everything is it's either organic or synthetic. I mean, like,
But just that
fuck, I
there's,
love that
yeah,
label. It's
yeah.
smart. It's smart. Hey man, yeah, it's organic. Fuck, now with more molecules.
Oh no, and I say organic just so that people
I
know what
hear
it
you.
is, but it's basically raising things in a much more sustainable way.
That's
That's what
cool.
he's
Hey man,
doing.
that's
So,
that's
of
dope.
course,
That's
they
dope.
talk about organic,
But
but that's
yeah,
what he's doing.
soccer moms out here buy
Whereas,
that up.
whereas in Alberta, so
Yeah, soccer moms buy that up.
we're talking about like rural conservative Alberta. So he's like the only farmer in the region doing that. Or there's a couple of these guys. He's pretty lonely out there. But then in terms of what
Yeah,
he's got in demand, so maybe it's a smaller portion
yeah.
of the whole Alberta market, but there's even fewer farmers doing it. So he's up there nuts busy just trying to
I
keep all
know
these
that.
baskets full. A waiting list every spring for people
People
who
don't know
wants
how to grow
organic
food.
vegetables. So Alberta's
Yeah,
this weird dichotomy that you can do a really good business being an organic vegetable
yeah, you
farmer
could.
in
You
Alberta.
could.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
there's this
That's what
guy
he's
in the
doing.
States. They
There's
made a
demand.
they made a documentary called like the Garbage Warrior, Recycling's fucking Warrior, something like that. Man, check it out. He builds these houses out of like trash,
Yeah.
recycled tires and shit. It's really fucked up. And fridges. Yeah, if you're
Mm-hmm.
into sustainable shit, check that out because there's this
Oh,
video of
so
this
much you
guy
can
in
do. Yeah,
Ontario growing pineapples
my
in his
brother made
house in
this. Yeah, for sure, for
winter.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, and all you have to do is set it up and real
yeah,
simple things. My brother, off of YouTube and stuff, he built his own rocket stove. And it's this thing you built, and it's got this special combustion chamber. You built it like you build this big brick house, and all you need is like basically a 50-gallon barrel in the middle. And it creates this just ultimate heating chamber. But he built it just there, like out of a pile of broken bricks that he had, basically, and an old barrel. And it's this thing that heats the greenhouse because it creates all this, it combusts it so much that it burns it completely. The exhaust is almost
yeah,
completely clean, but it's ultra hot, so it pushes the air underneath the beds of
yeah.
the greenhouse, so it heats the soil from beneath, and then it spits out air at the end, and you don't even hardly see anything. Like, it's so clean because it just, what it does is it burns and then reburns, and this thing gets up to
Yeah,
nuts hot.
crucible, right?
Built it on the farm out of a pile
Yeah,
of
yeah,
broken
that's pretty
bricks,
cool.
right? It just like, yeah, no, what you can do with that shit is so awesome, man, because it's just all that
Yeah,
stuff is just
physics
lying
is
around. And now you
right.
expend the growing season by 2 months
Yeah,
in Alberta.
physics is
Fucking
neat shit,
awesome,
man.
right?
Yeah, it's funny,
Yeah.
like science is great for growing our food,
Yeah.
and science is great for medicine and getting your fucking whatever work done and all your injuries and ailments and shit. But science and religion are still just like
Mm-hmm.
completely fucking at war with one another. You know who I love? Richard Dawkins. That guy's the biggest fucking
Weird, yeah.
douchebag in the world, for real. He is just as guilty of being a total separatist faggot asshole as all of the fucking extremist religious guys, Joel Osteen, all those dudes, because he's just preaching separatism as an
Thank you.
atheist, like, well,
Yes.
you know what, man, fuck your point of view too,
Oh,
saying
yes.
that your point of view is the only point of view. Go fuck yourself, man. Take a magic mushroom trip. Tell me that there's no spirituality in life,
Yes,
you
that's
fucking
so right.
retard. But everybody just wants to preach hate and
That's
indifference and
it, right?
intolerance. I'm a fucking atheist. I'm a fucking Catholic. Everybody's got good points. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, man, fuck everybody, for real. It make your world happy, right?
Well, like I say, he's one of the ones that's building the walls. Like you said, I totally agree. He comes out there and says, no, this is why, this group should be, and just really building walls, just
Yeah, for
creating
real, right?
conflicts.
And then
I
profiting
agree with
from
you.
it.
Like he was
And
a
profiting from
biologist,
it, right? Like Richard
right?
Dawkins' Herald, like
And
and
profiting
Joel
from it.
Osteen too. No different. Both complete polar opposites: atheism
Yeah,
and fucking Christianity, any Judeo religion.
yeah.
Take the guys at the very fucking top of it, and they're pieces of shit. They're all in it for fucking profit. They're just exploiting. They're just
And it is.
exploiting your
And like you say,
ignorance.
and profiting from Exactly, about the infinite,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like it's about what I'm calling infinity. Whereas Richard Dawkins, apparently, he's a really, really
Oh,
good
he
biologist,
probably
right?
is, dude. He
So
probably
he's
is.
really good at
But like he
biology.
has
But why
no
is he
moral
talking
fucking
about God
compass at
then?
all, right?
Why is he
He has
talking
no
about
moral
God?
compass at all. He
That's
just
it.
preaches
That doesn't.
intolerance and indifference. And he's like, you're an atheist or you're religious, and if you're religious, you're a fucking idiot. Well, no, man, you're not a
There it
fucking
is.
idiot because you believe in God,
That's
or you
it.
believe in
Yeah.
something bigger than you, or you believe fucking that everything is a giant computer contemplating the existence of what any and everything could possibly be. 42, nigga. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it is, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the truth, my
Yeah.
truth,
No, that's
man,
it.
is literally that like cuckoo cuckoo. The Beatles said it best, right? The cuckoo cuckoo. If it was up to me, yep, I'd have magic flying shoes and the answer to life, the universe, and everything. But I don't. So, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And to
Yeah.
accept that, like you said that before, and that's just it. That Richard Dawkins won't accept that, and he can be really good at biology, but a real fucking idiot when it
No,
comes
he's
to
not an idiot, man.
explaining
He knows the
things.
difference.
Like,
He
and
knows
the
the
only
difference.
thing
He
he can get
knows
down
he
to,
knows he's preaching hatred and indifference, and it's making money for him doing it. That's why he's doing it.
I
He's
don't think he
prying
does.
on
I
people's
think
he's
a
prying
lot
on
of
people's
people.
limbic systems, and he's going for people who would normally be logical and reasonable, rational people who believe in science
Mhm.
before church and state and all that bullshit. Because I believe in science before church and state, but that doesn't mean that I haven't had some really weird
Mhm.
fucking experiences. Like I'm pretty sure that I had an
Mhm.
experience once on, obviously on psychedelic drugs, right? Of course, but that what I perceived was actually um, the fourth dimension, but not even the fourth dimension, just what I was capable of seeing of the fourth dimension, because from our perspective, you could never see the
Mhm.
fourth dimension, but if the fourth dimension somehow impacted on our dimension, you would possibly see like a shadow of the fourth dimension. And yeah, I've
Mhm.
had some psychedelic experiences that have
Yeah.
made me believe in a dimension outside of this dimension. And let's say that there is a being inside of that dimension. I don't want to label it as like some all-knowing, omnipotent deity, because like my real question is, like the old ancient philosophers question: if God is so powerful and all fucking everything, right? Then can he make a stone that even he can't lift?
And that's and that's where it's like our little peon brain won't be able to
Yeah, but if I could think
comprehend the fourth
about that
dimension.
though,
So where you're
like
saying that
it
is
is
that
it can God make a stone? You know what I
we can
mean?
try and understand how
Yeah, yeah.
difficult
I
it
just think
is.
that
Yeah.
life
Because it was
forms,
like
it's like
the.
Horton hears a
Mhm.
hue, man. It's like Horton hears a hue. Life forms are on all kinds of different scales, and because we can't see, whole universes could exist like Horton hears a hue, like or Horton hears a who, like the little speck on
Mhm.
the side of a flower. It could be someone's whole
Yeah,
universe, right? And that literally could be just what we are.
for sure.
And from someone else's perspective, they may seem like godlike to us, but they're actually just another being. And I mean, like, if I was created through
Absolutely. And
some
that's.
divine creation,
Mhm.
truthfully, man, I got beef with that because no one asked me. No one came and said, "Hey, Steve, you want to sign up for like this bullshit fucking world where the majority of people suffer?" And it's pretty cool that
No, and
I
then
can
you
go to the
wouldn't. There's
grocery
certain
store
realities you
and
wouldn't
I've got
want to
lots of
exist.
food and
Yeah.
everything, but I feel horrible. Truthfully, I do about the fact that not everybody does that. Like 95% of the world literally lives under the
Oh God,
fear of
yeah.
fucking war, but I'm like so chill and comfortable here.
And
That bothers me.
oh
So
God, it's
man,
yeah. No,
I
I'm with you there
digress.
too. But when you talk about like going up and down to dimensions, it's that really works for me. And like not even just sort of what it is, but again, when we worked on that dimensionality conversation with Frank, it got interesting where we go down a dimension. So imagine a two-dimensional thing, like
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
plane,
second
right?
dimension.
And so every being on the plane is just an ant. Now, if you can think of a three-dimensional being, which we are, and you think of the paper, and now you're just like, if you can put a pencil on the paper, that's the third dimension passing through the
Yeah, but
second
if you
dimension.
put now,
Say,
but here's the
now we
thing
don't
though.
see that. We
If you
don't
put the
see that. But
pencil on the
what that
piece of
also does,
paper,
wait a second, what that also does is puts the ants, like we're just ants. And so what an ant always living on a piece of paper could
yeah,
never
that's right.
look
Can never
up.
look up.
You
That's
don't even
right.
have the
Up,
concept of what
yeah,
it is of looking up, or even what a concept is what is
yeah,
an
that's right.
elevator that could
That's
take
right.
you to a higher level. But it could
Yeah,
exist, right? And just it's exactly what you're saying, right? what could that other being be? And if I'm talking about 26 dimensions in some of these mathematical models, maybe God is right on the top of it, but that leaves a whole buttload of dimensions in between him and I, right? And there could be a lot
Have
of
you read
beings,
the
a lot of these
Electric
and so
Universe?
maybe one of those little beings is God that created universe. Like, it's just so huge. There's like,
Have you read the Electric
what
Universe?
did I read?
Have you? Yeah,
No,
you should
Electric
read the book
Universe.
The Electric Universe.
If it comes out on
No,
video, I'd
actually,
watch.
you know what? There might be a documentary on the Electric Universe, but you should read the book The Electric Universe. Nikola
Mm.
Tesla was probably one of the smartest human beings to ever live.
Audiobook. I'll
Do
go
it.
for the audiobook.
Yeah, it's really a trip,
Yeah.
man. Because
Yeah, yeah.
speaking about like dimensions and shit,
Sure.
and the Planck length and shit, they've realized now that everything is phasing in and out of existence. We all actually just may be fucking holograms. Ain't that a trip? 188 gigahertz holograms.
And that's where you just have fun. But it gets to that where that's kind of the fun, kind of like on the weekends, in the evening, sort of thinking about shit. Where the rest of my life, I couldn't
Oh,
give
yeah?
two fucks about that, where it's like, oh, that might be interesting, but the rest of it, I'm just going to assume that we're not phasing in and out
No,
anytime
we
soon
are. All of
and
your
just go on
cells,
with my business, you know what I mean?
at like a less than nanoscopic level are phasing in and out of existence. Like we know that now from the CERN particle collider and shit.
But how does that affect my daily life?
Well, because what if we're all
In
holograms
that,
though, man? What if this is all just some giant, you're just a sentient hologram.
that's it. So how would that inform me to make my
I don't
next
know, man.
decision?
I don't know, but I like
Say,
thinking about it. Usually because I'm pretty fucked up and I like thinking about shit like that.
it's exactly. It's one of those fun kind of like mind games to do. I totally agree with you. But tomorrow, I'm gonna wake my son up and give him golden grams. No,
Yeah, but are you
sorry,
doing that because you want
gram
to, or
daddy.
because you're
Yeah, golden
programmed
grams.
to?
Yeah.
I question that shit all the time.
To give him golden
Yeah,
grams to wake him up
yeah,
in the
you're doing
morning.
that
What do you
because
mean?
you chose.
I'm programmed to wake up in the morning. Yes, I believe there's some sort of no. The whole sleep
No, no.
cycle thing. You mean?
I mean, like
Or why I give
choice
him cereal in
itself.
the
Like, do you
morning?
believe you possess free choice?
Oh,
Or do
choice.
you
Okay,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
some
yeah. Why would we
grandiose
choose? No,
play,
no.
and we're all
I
just
get what you meant.
actors, living a part?
And again, but that's the game because we are actually
Yeah, but
acting the way
what are
we're
your
acting. Maybe we're a
beliefs, though,
computer
man?
programmer.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
get at
but
here. What are your beliefs?
mhm. I believe in infinity.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's the
Yeah,
same shit you're talking about. But
you.
in my belief, like when we get down to
Yeah.
like the daily stuff, I believe at least this world has been stable for 38 years, as is. It hasn't fluctuated. It's followed physical properties that we can measure and see every day. So I go by the belief that that's stable. So whether that's in a goldfish bowl or a fucking computer program, or it's actually what it seems to be, just a big thing that blew out of a little hole in only 3 dimensions. Maybe it's only 3 dimensions, and it'll go pop, and that's what existence was. And we got to see it for 1 out of 1 trillion things. Maybe that's what it is. But basically, all I can know for sure is that it's been this kind of stability for 38 years, my 38 years. So I just assume that tomorrow that same kind of stability following the laws of physics and whatnot will continue. That's how I live my life. Beyond that, golden rule and the dog shit rule. I just explained it in a video before, but basically golden rule, that's all the good stuff. The dog shit rule is when you do to someone knowing that you're going to hurt them. And it's just the opposite of the golden rule. The devil, the God, whatever you want to call it, they're living inside you all the time.
I don't believe
It's a
that,
personal
man.
God,
And
it's
see,
a personal
everything is.
devil, and
I
so
think
you get to
everything
make
is
those decisions.
situational.
That's my belief.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
what
hear
I believe
you.
in.
I believe in
Could be,
constant
yeah.
of we believe what we do is situationally correct for us. So like from somebody else's perspective, what you're doing may seem wrong, but from your perspective, it may seem right. And I mean, if it's working for you, then fucking do it. That's what I say. My personal belief. I mean, if it's working for you, only if it's working for you, I say fucking do it. Regardless of what it is. If it makes you happy,
Yeah.
fucking
As long as you're not hurting anyone
go
else, though,
hard.
right? Making you happy, don't hurt anyone else, right?
Well, I don't know
Go
about
hard
the
at
don't
it.
hurt anybody
For
else. You
sure.
see, because
Even to
like
the
there's
point
people
where,
that fuck with you in life. There truly is, and I mean, we wouldn't be programmed to act the way we did. We all do. I mean, like any if you've ever watched, you have a kid, you've observed two little kids fighting over a toy before. They weren't taught that violence. That's just something that's
yeah.
inherently bred into us, instinctually. And I mean, I think the
There
resistance
will
of
be
our
conflict.
animal instinct is part of what's wrong with us. We like to think that we're these fucking high beings, so fucking smart and powerful and shit, but really we're all just a fucked up, weird little monkey lizard hybrid kind of a fucking thing, and it's
You know who you make me think of is Joe Rogan.
that guy,
Like, you're
man.
totally
Fuck that
Joe
guy.
Rogan, man.
I don't like him.
Just with your level of energy and the guy, no, not even what you're talking about, but just that you're like, it's just totally true. And just like, keeping it simple. But anyways, no, it just made me think of that because that guy, I don't know, he has some stuff.
I like him.
Well,
I
anyways, we
liked
don't
him
have to
when
get
he
into
first
that.
came out, and he was having like Graham, that fucking Indiana Jones motherfucker. What's his name? He wrote a couple good books, anyways. He's like the archaeologist who like actually went out and like did shit, crazy shit.
Harrison Ford?
Yeah,
No,
the actual guy. His
guy?
name's
Oh,
Graham
okay.
something. He's a really trippy dude, Yeah, I like Joe Rogan like back then in the early days, but I mean he's completely fucking sold out, man. That show is all just fucking sponsorships and for profit. And I watched him bully people. When I started watching him
okay.
bully
When you get it,
people,
people doing it for
when
whatever
I watched
reason.
him started bullying
Yeah.
people. I mean, it's obvious he has some sort of like lobbyist agenda to some of the shit he's saying. From my perspective, I don't want to hear any of that bullshit.
Oh yeah, I don't watch much. I watched one where he was saying what he thought about Alex Jones.
Who's Alex
And I
Jones?
thought, wow, that was an interesting way again of bringing it back. Oh, you don't know Alex Jones? He's one of these like just bat shit crazy kind of right-wing talk radio hosts in the States.
Is he the
Like,
Infowars
everything is a
guy?
conspiracy.
Is he the Infowars guy? Yeah, fuck
Yes.
that dude, man. Yeah, I
think
hope
that's the
that
guy.
guy. I hope that guy gets
Holy
like the
Christ,
worst
he's-
form of cancer. I really do.
Fuck.
I hope he
Holy
gets like
that-
I hope
he
he
is
gets like a
messed up,
Ricky
but
Bobby
anyway.
curse. Like fucking. I hope your boys are fucking have long flowing hair and they're sporty, and then they lose fucking. They lose the fucking use of their legs. I put that Ricky Bobby hate out on that motherfucker right there. For real. That is, yeah. Fuck that guy. That dude is like the king of misinformation,
You don't
right?
like that
the
guy.
Earth is
You don't
flat.
like that guy.
Fuck, I hate that shit. The Earth
Yeah,
is
it's
flat.
that kind of thing. But it's that kind of thing. And really what Joe Rogan was getting at was just how to approach that guy. Like, it's sort of like putting a bullet in his face is probably not the best way. And as I was getting back before earlier, that if I came from redneck Alberta, I came from like the redneckiest rednecks in Alberta, that in order for me not to put a bullet in their face, I got to think like I came, not from Alex Jones' point of view, but when it comes to someone less extreme, I've just got to think, if I put a bullet in their face, I'm putting a bullet in my own young face because I was the dumb one saying
No, man,
this.
we
Not
need to
that
educate
shit. Obviously,
people,
Alex
you know?
Jones is like another
Oh no, that guy,
dimension of that shit. But
he's smart. He's smart,
Education.
dude. He's smart.
He
No,
is
he's
weird.
smart. Once again, he's
Oh.
making profit.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
rich.
he's making
He is
profit
smart.
off the ignorant. That's no different than how Donald Trump got elected. He went out, he fucking pried on people's fucking indifference. He pried on their limbic system. He
Exactly.
pumped fear and
Yeah.
he got all those white militant militia fucking, conspiracy theorist motherfuckers to all go in and vote for him, right? But yeah.
But he was able to push everyone's button in a really weird way, which almost makes me think, like, what you were talking about, Owa, just like there are these things that have been worked up for generations. So what he would do is go in and say just a little thing to one person. And what was interesting from statistic point of view for me was how the polls got it so wrong that they would have been for non-response being imputed a certain amount of vote for one party or another. One of the cases was like Pennsylvania. It's like northeastern states. So it's close to where we're in the eastern Canada, right? In terms of values and everything. So they go in and non-respondent women in the northeast in Pennsylvania. I mean, they would impute them and say, oh well, it's women, so 80% will vote for Trump and 20%, or 80% for Clinton and 20% for Trump, right? It's northeast. They're like liberal, and they will never vote for such a guy. In the end, they were very wrong. Like it was like 60-40, but again, Trump won Pennsylvania. So what it got down to was what he said about coal mines. Like they weren't listening to the rest of it. Like there was one message about not closing down mines, and they think, or factories and this kind of shit that's happening in Pennsylvania, That's the only message they heard. The
Yeah,
Muslim
man.
shit,
Everyone just
the
wants to
wall
hear
shit,
whatever the
Mexican
fuck they
shit,
want to hear, dude. Yeah.
the pussy grabbing shit. They didn't hear that. And that's the thing. So to fight against Trump, you don't shoot Trump in the face. You educate everyone
that's right.
else and just try hard and hard to educate that.
So
That
no more
even-
assholes like
even-
that can come on.
Like he wasn't even telling the truth about the
let's not
factories
talk
thing,
about
right?
Trump though, dude, because that's
Yeah, and
America.
that's
Let's
it.
talk about Trudeau. You know, we got our own motherfucking problem. You know, this guy voted yes for Bill C-51. I'm not even joking. He voted to like fuck you straight in the ass, steal all your personal information, and spy on you whenever the fuck he wants to. And everybody took it because he's got a cute face. Like to kick that guy in the fucking teeth. Stared his pretty little head then. No, I mean he's not Stephen Harper.
I would
He's
love
not
to talk
Stephen
about
Harper,
Canadian
and he's
politics.
done some good stuff
No.
for the gay and LGBT community.
No, yeah,
and
no,
I
no.
really I respect that shit because you know, people don't deserve to be discriminated on for whatever lifestyle they believe. You know, I'm a heterosexual guy, but I don't give a fuck who puts what where. You do your thing on your time. That's all you. You know, you're not hurting anybody yet.
For
you know,
sure, for
I hope
sure.
everybody gets all the whatever they want in life. I truthfully do, because you know, life's a shit fucking sandwich, right?
No, and for sure, and like I'm definitely not one into like politics. I'm much more local politics than national politics. But definitely, when you see
I'm
the
not in
same
any of it.
name, the same family name pop up again and again, I start to think that I'm in an
It's not an
oligarchy.
oligarchy.
But I mean, the guy, like you say, I don't know. He's a politician like the other ones. I wish we would get to
Yeah,
proportional representation. That was kind of a kick in the nuts when that one turned around. That was a real kick in the nuts, actually. It's just like, really? I think the last party that came up, the Reform Party, they said the same thing.
There's
And then
no,
they changed their mind when
there's
they got
no,
into power.
there's
It's
no
like,
one you
wow.
can vote in. Here's the fucking thing, okay? Check the fucking system out from
No.
a simplistic point
Just a
of view,
freaking-
okay? The system worked one time. There was the very first prime minister, and the system fucking worked. You know why? Because he started the motherfucking system, so it looked good. But then the next prime minister came along, right? And shit got fucked up, and he was like, hey, it's the last asshole's fault. And then the next prime minister came along, and you know, shit got even more fucked up, and he's like, that's not my fault, man. The last fucking dickhead did it. And then the next prime minister came in, and he was like, oh, this fucking shit is so fucked. I didn't fucking do it. It's the last fucking guy. And then the next fucking guy comes in.
Someone else is
Right, do you see it here now? And then
It's
Paul
psycho.
Martin, and then Stephen
Yeah, I see
Harper,
what I'm
and then
saying.
Justin fucking Trudeau. And it's not my fucking fault. The last fucking guy did it. Right? So wait till the next guy comes in, and then he's gonna be like, well, it ain't my fucking fault. That fucking
I
dick
see a
did it.
theme.
You know what I mean? It's fuck like
the
the
last
whole
guy.
system is a fucking joke, and the more we sit there and take it
Fuck.
and watch these dipshits go, like I wear a fucking suit and tie, but I have no plan at all for the future other than to just loot this bitch for all it's fucking worth. And I can say anything I want right now, you'll believe it because I'm wearing a suit and fucking tie. You know, like everybody deserves the world we live in. You truthfully
Yeah.
do. Everybody deserves everything they have in the whole fucking world. I'm done with the world, man. I don't read newspapers. I don't watch the news. I don't give a fuck at all. Nope. I'm making my own personal heaven in the world that I'm living in.
But you're going to the charity thing. You're going to you say that, but then you're going to
Yeah,
go
but I
start
wanna
a
start a
charity.
charity.
Like you're saying
But
these
it's
things.
about
If someone
tire.
didn't see
It's
that in
about-
context, they wouldn't see the charity part. They would just see this guy saying,
Yeah, well, they
"Fuck
can
it."
see whatever they want, right? But like, I believe that
Oh, did I
every
lose you?
Canadian.
Oh, shit. I
That's
think I'm
my
losing
belief.
battery here real quick.
I think everybody needs snow tires. It's like owning a parka or a fucking or a toque in Canada. You know, like we got a lot of snow, we got a lot of ice, and snow tires don't mean you can even like successfully drive on fucking snow and ice. It just increases your chances of not being in a fucking accident.
No.
You know. And to think of all of the people who can't afford tires in Canada and need them, because like it should fucking just come with the vehicle. If a car in Canada is sold, you should come with 2 sets of tires. You need fucking snow tires.
You don't buy a seatbelt.
Yeah, you don't pay for fucking seatbelts. Yeah, exactly, right? So I mean, like, what the fuck, right?
So I'm just getting a charger.
You know, so I think it's
Yeah,
a great
no,
charity.
I think it's,
and I
I
don't know
think
what
it's
the
gonna
fuck I
work
want to do
'cause-
with my life now. Now my foot's all fucked up and I'm in pain all the time. And I mean, like, I used to not give a fuck a bit, but now that my foot hurts now, I don't give a fuck at all. Like, you want to come chant to me about all my little bullshit all the time? Motherfucker, I got a nerve in my foot that just says, I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in
That's
pain,
it.
I'm in pain, I'm in pain, all fucking day, every motherfucking day. Like it's the most annoying shit in the fucking world. And then sometimes when I'm really lucky, it like explodes into like gigantic nerve pain that makes me like fall to the fucking ground because it's so awesome. And then the doctor gave me the best news. He's like, "Hey man, there's no cure for this, and it's just gonna get worse." I was like, "Oh, it's such fucking great fucking news." Yeah, and you need to find a new fucking job, by the way. And you have like 0 social skills whatsoever. Just saying. You know why? You know why I was in metal? Because I can say
the doctor told you that.
no,
you didn't know?
I had like 0 social skills. But the reason why I was in metal because I was so fucking good at it that people didn't give me a hard time at my job. They were like, "Wow, Steve is such a fucking good craftsman at what he's doing that his shit attitude and telling everyone to fuck off all the time. We put up with it because we're paying him to do all this great work." And literally, that's what happened. All the journeymen were like, "Steve is fucking awesome," because I'll go tell some young guy to shut the fuck up, and they don't. You know, everyone's like so hurt feelings reports and shit, and because I wasn't tippy top dog, I could walk around saying whatever the fuck I want to anybody. But now you can't do that in offices. Now there's like office politics, and we're in fucking high school, and I'm gonna end up punching somebody in the fucking head.
You keep saying the offices, but I'm telling you, like people just don't work in offices anymore. Like you,
in Calgary, man. Fuck, man. There's lots.
Like so many people, like
I got all my eggs in one bucket, though. You know, like
I'm saying there's office jobs, but like if you don't want to work in an office, you cannot work in an office. Like there's almost every job type. There's like non-job. You can stay at home.
I'm gonna start a charity, dude.
Like my wife or my sister-in-law, she works at home. Or Sean was talking about one where he works at a call center and then he works at home. Yeah. Like you're working at a call center, but not you, but Sean.
I was thinking about doing porn.
You know, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You just keep saying.
Or straight male escort.
Good.
Yeah, me and my wife were talking about straight.
You're off your feet half the time. No porn. You're off your feet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're just lying down. That's easier on your foot.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking, man. I
think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Or I get it chopped off, and then I get into like the amputee porn, right? Yeah, it's a big market. Yeah, just got to find a doctor to take the foot now. Yeah,
that's not bad.
Then we'll deal with the phantom ghost pain later. You know. Yeah, I'll make it work.
Does workers' comp?
No, man.
Foot afterwards.
They're the biggest pieces of shit on earth.
You guys missed something. You missed something.
They're the biggest pieces of shit on earth, man. Yeah. They truly are. Like I've never. So like WCB, right? Okay, this is how it works, man. It's no different than any other system. Okay, so the worker gets to do terrible, horrible things to ordinary, everyday people who've been working for all their life, paying into WCB, and they get to say it's not my fault. It's the system. It's not the system fucking you. Just remember, everybody, like, it's never the system fucking you. It's somebody with a name and an address. And that's what you need to remind people, like, especially with social media these days. Sometimes, just a little bit of psychological warfare goes a long way, Because now I know where you live, motherfucker. So how about you just keep playing with my fucking life now, huh? Yeah. Social media is a bitch like that, right? Like you stalk somebody like right down. I got this app that lets you look at the last 10 people who looked at your profile, and it turned out to be like a whole bunch of my exes, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I'm not even friends with anyone. Those bitches are crazy. It's like fuck. So I had to like block all my shit, make sure nobody knows where the fuck I live, because those hoes are psycho. Damn.
Start getting nervous there.
No, man, my old lady is like the craziest of all crazies, because she's like electively spent every day of the last 8 years with me. So that means, right, don't trust her judgment. Yeah.
Oh, she is nuts.
Yeah.
For real, right? It's the Groucho Marx.
No, not at all, man. She seems all cuddly and fine. And
anyone that would stick around with you.
Yeah, she's hanging out with me every day. So, I mean, can't be all right upstairs, right?
Weird, man. She sounds like a weirdo. I don't know you that well, but she sounds crazy.
Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah, she even had my kid. What's that say?
No, but that's it.
She is the Mega N, Cosmic Space Lord. Yeah, it's awesome.
No, that's good. And the kid brings it around too. Like me, I think my kid, it took my kid to make me really kind of
No, everyone loves my kid, man.
Because
My
that's
kid is
sort of thing,
nothing like me.
if you send out negative things in the world, it's going to come back to you.
My kid is nothing like me. No,
She's
no,
nothing like
everyone
you, you
likes
say?
her. She's nothing like me at all. She's a
No, I just
good
mean that it
social
makes
man.
me be a more positive person. Like, I just want the
Really?
world to be positive.
Having a kid does not make me a more positive person, man. Having a kid makes me have a fucking headache. Okay,
Yeah.
my brain thinks about things with a kid that I would never have thought of
Yeah,
ever in my
okay.
life. Like fuck a limbic system, right? Like little kids are suicide machines. Like don't put that in your fucking mouth. Don't put that in your fucking mouth. Don't put that in your fucking mouth. Don't eat that. 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 I'm so fucking glad we're out of that phase now. Oh my god, because now she's in that. I'm not eating that. And have you been fucking told today? Hey, because if no one's told you yet today, guess what, motherfucker? This is what you need to be doing. Right? Yeah, that's awesome. Love that shit.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's awesome. It's just, and it's comical. Like, just as you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, it's just a fucking, it's nuts. They're just so nuts
Kids are
all
so
the time.
smart, man. My kid like shows me how to use my phone and everything. You know?
Yeah, that's
it's
not
dope.
good. But no, I mean, like, that's mine too. Mine is like, and they get into these video games, they're playing one. It's like, are you kidding me? It was like this,
Nah, she's only allowed to play Fable.
earlier. And the kid was just killing it. He's just killing
I
it.
only let her play Fable.
But the other one, now I've got two. Another one hangs around a lot too. But no, kids are awesome. I don't know.
Sort of.
Like I say, I agree with you that the world's going to shit, but it's like, now I feel like, fuck, if I can do a little thing to make it a bit better, I think that's what I'm going to spend my life doing. So that was the change in focus.
I'm still kind of iffy,
It was
man.
just like, you know what? The world is actually worth it.
I was like thinking, you know, like maybe start a charity and do something good. But then I was thinking like maybe become a charity or a chartered bank, you know, because I was reading banking laws and like bank law 465 literally states, states that a bank can have $0 in its vault and lend money to anybody. In Canada, chartered bank can do that. So let's become a chartered bank, bro.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll become a chartered bank, and then I'll lend you $1 billion, and then you lend me $1 billion, and then we're fucking billionaires.
No, it doesn't even work like that. You just have, once you have $1 billion, that's like 5% down, and now you can get 20 billion.
Right.
That's how it works.
Because then we're a chartered bank. Then we can, I'll lend you $1 billion, and you lend me $1 billion, and then we're
leverage.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, let's do
That's
it.
how
man.
it works. The bank, I think you want to go the other way. People are starting to figure out this banking system. Like, it almost went down in 2009.
Yeah, so let's do it. Let's like,
and that's what it is. It's
like
a big stack of cards.
We'll take an adrenaline shot to the leg, stick a bunch of firecrackers up this thing's ass, and just punch this bitch right to the motherfucking moon, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's take this bitch out in a burning ball of shit.
What?
Why not? I'll lend you $1 billion, you lend me $1 billion, and then we generate like fucking $80 billion right there. You know, and then we take like a game show test for what to do with the money. You know, like the first guy who comes in like, I'm gonna build a Death Star, I'm giving that guy all my money.
And then watch the house.
Down, right. Like, you know, some dudes like, I'm gonna build a giant moon laser or something. Way. Yeah, I'm totally in, dude. Fuck, because if you're a chartered bank, you can lend people.
But really, that's gonna happen. It's true. Yeah. No, it's fucking, the banking system is not so calypso. But I think it's to go the other way from it. For me, it's about teaching my kid to learn to fish.
Oh yeah.
Eat off the land, grow food.
I don't think
that's going to go down. So everyone was spending all their time banking and becoming bankers and getting all that kind of wealth. If ever the power shuts off, they're all going to starve to death.
Teach them to be entrepreneurs.
But self-reliant.
Teach
that's
them
what
how
it is.
to generate wealth.
Like, to know
how wealth is generated? Well, wealth is only generated one way, man. For real. I'm not joking. There's only one way to generate wealth.
What is wealth?
You know, financial wealth. Yeah, it's to duplicate your time and efforts in anything that you do. You know why Bill Gates is wealthy? Not because he has Windows or Intel or any of that shit. Bill Gates is wealthy because he has 90,000 people working 8 hours a day for him. So that translates into hundreds of thousands of man hours of work being done. Okay? So that's how Bill Gates is he's duplicated time and effort indefinitely, 90,000 times, and that's what generates wealth, right? Creating jobs through infrastructure is what generates wealth. And I don't care what world you want to live in. The world where you don't worry about money is the world we live in today is where you're happy, and that's sadly how the fuck it is, man. You know, because if you wake up tomorrow and you're rich enough, you don't need to worry about buying the cure for cancer, then smoke. Who gives a fuck, right? I mean, you got enough cash, you can go buy a robot heart, dude. You can go buy a real heart in fucking China. Like, the world's a pretty fucking sick and twisted fucking place, right? So.
But that gets to it. So there's a few Bill Gateses out there.
Yeah, but you got to teach. That's because they don't teach it to everybody.
To that point, not everyone can get there. So what you get is what is wealth.
Time and efforts. I'm not talking about wealth as in like my family and my kid and
I know, but that's what the entire current system is built upon. Everyone's trying to duplicate it. Everyone's trying to get twice as much out of the same time.
That's the world we
live
in.
But that doesn't really exist. And so what we're doing is we're creating this. I know, and the world we're living is a bubble. A bubble based on everyone thinking, I'm actually doubling my time. I actually have a $200,000 house. Yes, I don't, man.
I don't see Napoleon anywhere, man.
And I think that it's better not to jump into there.
I don't see Napoleon anywhere.
I think okay, and let's stop with Bill Gates now. What if suddenly everyone realized, or suddenly, no, let's back up a couple steps. Banking rules. So a bank, any bank, we were talking about charter banks, any bank has to have 5% of the loans, of the deposits in the vault, as it were. I'm just saying, on average, because 5% is an easier one to do. So 5% on average, banks have to have in the bank. Have to have in the vault. The rest of it, they can go invest. So then they invest in another bank, right? And that bank only has to have 5%. And as you say, sometimes it goes down to 0%.
2010.
So where's the money? What happens is, wait, please, because if it's at 5%, which is again at 5%, if 1 in 20 people, did you lose me?
A little bit.
If 1 in 20 people go out and get their money, then the banks are empty and the financial system crashes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did I get you back?
Yeah, I heard you. No, I heard you.
So that's what it is that there is not $100 in the bank. There's only $5 in the bank. So you're saying, let's double down. I'm just saying, like, Bill Gates does not have $5 or $50 billion.
No.
Bill Gates does not have $50 billion.
No,
Bill Gates says he has $50 billion. How much wealth does Bill Gates actually have?
Probably tons.
Unless Bill Gates can grow his own food, or again has enough power over other people, he doesn't have wealth when the shit hits the fan, as it were. And that's what real wealth is to me. So yeah, people.
Well, I hear what you're saying. Power is knowledge. Yeah,
I don't think
power is knowledge. I can grow food.
Not power is knowledge, but the financial markets are not wealth. Anything within the financial markets is not wealth. It's manufactured wealth. Not real wealth.
Wealth is an idea, but I mean, I don't see that changing anytime. So I'm teaching my kid the way the world is. That's what's up. And the people who create jobs
we got
through
Sean
infrastructure. The people who create jobs through infrastructure are the people who make, who have power, who have influence, and can make the difference in the world. Because if you look at like Warren Buffett,
the people actually
you look at Warren Buffett, you know what he's doing with his shit?
Like highways, like real.
Bill
shit.
Gates is pretty dope, but his wife is actually. But Warren Buffett, he's a smart dude, man. He's buying up like train yards and he's buying up like farms all across America. He's buying up land. He's making sure that when shit hits the fan, that he's in control of like infrastructure. Not a bunch of fucking stocks and bonds. He's gonna have like gold and train yards and farms and and then in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, right? So, and I guess that's still the same thing applies. But I mean, if you're planning on a total economic collapse and the real guys are the Rothschilds, right? That's why you should join the army and fight in wars, because wars are just poor people fighting poor people for rich people. I mean, you're never going to be in a trench beside fucking Private Rothschild, right? So fuck those guys. Yeah. Bill Gates' kid's never going to be frontline soldiers, so suck a dick. Neither should you. It's just poor people fighting poor people. Right. Yeah, but the problem literally isn't these individual people or the businesses that they own. What the problem is the system itself allows corporations to act as people. You see, and that's the thing, right? A bunch of binders, literally a bunch of binders with a whole bunch of fucking legal wording inside of them and a few signatures are what's controlling our fucking governments. You know, that's literally it. Yeah, Evelyn Rothschild poking Prince Charles, it's all bullshit, man. Who gives a fuck, for real? Okay, each one of these families, we outnumber them like what? Like there's like 7 billion people on Earth, right? Like it takes like 2 seconds to squash these motherfuckers. That isn't the problem. It's the corporations. The corporations are what's wrong.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I see you. You and Sean are kind of going back. Hey, why don't you do that? You and Sean, why don't you go on right now?
But
you go on right now. I think you guys have something to say about Rothschilds. I have no idea what
everyone wants
Rothschild
to blame. Like
Rothschild
it's the Trumps, it's the Rothschilds, it's the Queen. No, man, it isn't any of that shit, man. It's
okay, I don't know.
It's the corporate world. It's the fact that a bunch of binders literally have the power of human beings. And the thing about these binders is the people who work for the binders, their jobs are to secure profit. That's it. The binders need to make profit.
Okay, right? Steve, hold on. Why don't you and Sean start up a video? Because honestly, this is over my head. Why don't you and Sean start up a video?
Sure, Sean. Let's do it, man.
Written like 15 messages. I don't know. Probably not.
You
want to do that?
Probably not.
What?
My wife's looking at me now. Like, no, you got to get the fuck off. So.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you got to get that. Okay, well, I think you guys got something to talk about, Rothschilds or something like
fuck
this.
the Rothschilds.
Yeah, they just hire a guy to kill you. What? They don't have money? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, Steve. Awesome.
I know, man. It was
first chat. Anyways, if you don't get banned by tomorrow, we can chat again.
Yeah, I curse a lot, right? So fucking that happened. You know, fuck you, Facebook.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, fuck Mark Zuckerberg too. Okay, thanks, man. It was a great conversation, big guy. Really. Yeah. You know, we talked about some trippy stuff. I like talking about trippy stuff. You know, but here's a question to ask yourself.
Hey, and I think it's gonna fit in good. Me and Frank, we don't do much with like scheduled
even
topics or anything. So I think this is gonna go well. Let's start. It's all cutting out now. Oops.
All right.